Hello everybody, Tripper here. I'm back for another mob battle, and while I'm leading up to some rather large mobs, I decided to get back to Apis for a while, although it's been a while, so I don't remember whether or not I included a couple things in a different group, so might wind up repeated around the end. We'll see. Anyhow, I'm going to have Apis go against the kind of miscellaneous creatures of Orespawn in terms of bosses. They're ones that don't exactly fit perfectly into another category, so they're kind of gonna go down here. And after that, of course, the big one with the dragons will be interesting because that's where the king and queen is, and well, other dragons. So yeah, there's gonna be that. I'm pretty sure I threw Mobzilla down with the dinosaurs, but again, it's been a while, so might need to remind me a little. Anyhow, on with the show. Now, if you might remember, Apis is incredibly aggressive, and yeah, I realize there's a lot of debris here, but unless something seriously breaks this arena, I think I'm going to go on until I have it where the statues are acting as sentinels the whole way around. Okay, so... Oh yeah, that's right. Need to make sure I've got it completely ready here. It happens every time I clear things. Now, is he aggressive enough to attack a criminal? Or do I need to invite him? Apparently I need to invite him. I don't think criminals can fight back, no matter what I do. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I could try to see if it actually can fight back. Right now, the thing is, they don't seem to ever be retributive against any mob. They only really target players. But I'm wondering, can I force it to be against them? Like, if I, let me see, if I just clear here. No, I need to completely clear it. I thought I'd cleared it before, but it didn't give me a message. So let's try this again. Okay, can I force you to fight Apis in any way? Nope, they solely attack they solely attack players. Wait, are you gonna bump them? No? Not really? Okay. Well, apparently you know what your sentence is. As for what you did, of course you know what you did. So you're gonna be pummeled by the divine bull. Yes, that was terribly one-sided, I know, but I had to at least see if the criminal could fight back. The answer is no. Okay, QB, you're up. I'll even let you attempt to hit him. Do Orespawn bosses just not know how to target Apis unless they're particularly aggressive already? Of course, you'd think these two would be okay with each other since, you know, they both use a lot of fire. At least I thought he tried to hit Apis at least once. Because he just, I think QB just does not know. And again, this is just terribly one-sided. This is a experimental run right now. I haven't really tried these out in advance this time. Usually I do to see if they can actually, you know, fight, but sometimes limitations of time indicate that you just gotta go for it. So consider this a bit of a rush job, but sometimes that's okay. Alien, are you aggressive enough to actually attack this guy? Can you? Oh yeah, you go for it. You go for it. It's just those two more mini-boss-like ones don't know how. Wow. He just got range blasted by Apis. And they're outside of each other's aggro range now? That's fascinating. I almost forgot that he actually has a degree of regen. Usually this guy goes down too fast to notice. You know, I'm going to give you a little extra chance. I'll let you regen, then I'll push you over to him. How's that for a deal? And if you wind up getting walled or something, then stuff happens. Sneak, sneak. He's very quick whenever he's just randomly walking. That's a funny thing about the alien, is they just have an insane land speed. See, now he remembers. Wow, he just soars at random. Okay, he remembered that time. Wow. He ran so fast, he's air walking. Or air running. Oh my gosh. That was downright comical. Sorry about the sound. Right now, I may still have some audio issues, although not as much as previously. Now, can you destroy a worm? Can I even hit the worm? I don't know if I can hit the worm. It might be too small. Okay. Medium worm? Large worm. Wait, I never had to trigger it. He just attacked on his own. I was going to. Apis can be fairly aggressive. Are you going after me, worm? Is that what's going on? Because it's not going to turn out very well for you. I think he already got him. But it's hard to say. Usually that thing goes underground, but this time... Does it have to do with a certain kind of soil? Because I am curious. Can he negate that particular ability? So let's walk out here, slightly outside the arena, and try this again. Because, let's face it, the large worm is the boss at the end of this thing. So might as well go for it. That was a weird delay. Okay, so it brings all the worms if I use that one. That's fair. He popped up for a second. Oh. I really thought that I'd be able to target one. But they're very fast. And I can't do that quickly enough with this without smashing right through the entire ground. Because this is on, oh, finally. Because this is on, a super flat, so... Okay, that got their attention. Kind of. But yeah, his explosive power is just gonna wreck them. Can he, however, get to the core one? I think he just blasted the medium worms completely. That area attack is pretty big. Over here, there's a small worm. I saw it. Oh, you didn't hit it. You can't play blast a worm very easily. Yeah, there's another one over here. Although that was a medium. Okay, can I target the medium worm? Aha, I can. Sooner or later, he's gonna blast him. I know he will. Then the big one will emerge. Apparently, I totally did not need these 2 spawn eggs. That's interesting to note. I think he blasted the... Was that the last one? Or was that just the medium one? So I'm not seeing the large one anywhere. Of course, as thin as this world is, because it's super flat, he could have just fallen off the world. So, there's a thought. So, and I know he can beat the large one, because I did that previously in the arena, so... Let's just get this back into bounds, shall we? I think this is the one that I have... Did I move over for this other arena? Because I thought this was the one I was using the statues on, but... Yeah, there they are. This is the correct arena. Okay, I kind of let them have a little wear and tear after a while until it's finally time to just say, sorry, I've hit this arena a little too hard. So let's put the criminal here, QB there, Gillian there. See a large worm. Let's see Monoid, Basilisk, Triffid, Vortex, and then these two, which I'm not sure. These are the two I'm not sure if I did before or not. Now, the Monoid, the way it fights, it can actually make this interesting. Because it tries to bury things in dirt, and he likes to blow stuff up. So I'm wondering how well the Monoid will be able to deal with them. Because I'm assuming not very well. He's like, wait, what? Okay, admittedly I didn't do it too terribly fast, but he's gonna blow stuff up eventually and pop out. It's like guaranteed to happen. Because he never does stuff for long without using his explosive move. When he does, he should just look extremely dramatic when blowing all this dirt away. At least that's what my hope is here. Yeah, Monoid. Well, it was already aggressive enough to try. Oh wait, I think it's... No, I really thought it was going to go for it. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. He didn't clear it as much as I thought he would, though. So he might not be able to deal with the Monoid's burial attack. Or just buries his target in dirt. He is trying to get out of it. But can he push his way through? Or is the Monoid specifically suited for getting rid of this guy? That's Monoid dirt. It's special. It'll disappear after a while if it's on the ground. It's exactly how it does this. It's literally just a special block just for this attack. Oh, he sent him flying and roasted him. You remember, Apis has fire attacks. And the Monoid, I do not believe, has any regeneration. So as he burns, he just takes continuous damage for a while. Oh, wow. He's just smashing into him now. I'd say his damage rate is probably higher than the Monoid's, but the Monoid had a head start. So we'll see if Apis can catch up. Of course, again, the burning helps. Oh, wow. He caught him at the edge. But the Monoid has an effect that's going to last a little while on him, even after he dies, because I don't believe Monoid dirt goes away immediately. Yeah, it doesn't go away immediately. So there's a good chance that Apis is still going to die, although admittedly I was a little slow on my reactions, so... round 2 maybe? Because that one's kind of, my bad there. So let's just redo that one. And see how it goes if I do this more effectively. So let's put down Apis first. Monoid. Okay. I tried that fast, but the Monoid does get into it pretty quickly. However, he doesn't respond to being buried because it's environmental damage. So I think naturally the mole would win just because he wouldn't react to it immediately. And because he buries the enemy so thoroughly, he doesn't even have the ability to reach him himself. So if it's not a direct attack, then Apis probably wouldn't respond to it. Even though he is pretty retributive. But again, since this counts as neutral environmental damage, he doesn't quite get the fact he's under an attack. So overall, I might have to give it to the mole on this one. So the Monoid might actually be considered an overall winner. Because it did before, and it certainly goes into it pretty fast. Now, it should be noted that the Monoid is actually modeled after a star-nosed mole, which, that fanciful nose there, the actual star-nosed mole is actually a set of tentacles that they can use to catch and consume their prey with, almost like having a set of hands right on their mouth. So it's fascinating what a star-nosed mole can actually do. And they're actually like blitzkrieg fighters. Like their prey doesn't even know they're under attack because they can literally think so fast to make a decision so quickly. The enemy doesn't have a chance for even most reflexes to kick in. So they're just gone. For a long time people thought that those were just decorative, but then they used a very high-speed camera and saw that they were just insanely fast and tended to reset their position before anything else happened. So they can literally move between refresh frames of a camera unless it's a really good camera. So I just think it's interesting that They Call Me Danger decided to have a boss based off a star-nosed mole, because star-nosed moles themselves are very fascinating. And this time, he really, really has Apis stuck in there. I mean, seriously. Like, he's been keeping his distance pretty well from Apis this time, so he hasn't been able to be so much as punched. And Apis has been, yeah, kind of delaying using that attack more than before. Like, he knows that he's got a target there. He's just not going for it. Now he has, but it's way too late. Way too late. There's no way he's going to have a comeback this dramatic. Or he can take this guy down within the time it takes for that last bit of HP to go out. Because the Monoid's attack really is kind of special. This is why it's suggested when you fight a Monoid in Orespawn, you use the ultimate shovel. Or just a really, really good shovel. So, that one's in the clear. So the Monoid can defeat Apis. That's an interesting one. So I haven't seen I haven't had too terribly many mob battles with the Monoid where it beat out things. So that's actually fascinating. Of course, it does have a rather unique attack pattern. And because of that, I could certainly say that might be where their strengths and weaknesses kind of don't line up, and Apis just bites the dust before he can really do anything about it. So, congrats to you, Monoid. You have defeated one of the stronger mobs that I've been using for my mob battles. Because Apis has taken down quite a bit. So, Monoid, you need to stand there next to that trophy, because that was fast. That was an awesome win. Okay, now, here's an interesting idea. The Triffid. This odd plant-like creature, he immediately went for without me having to do anything. Well, it goes into this defense mode. And during that time, it can't be harmed. And it will slowly regenerate. Against players, this is a good time to prep a really big attack. Because, you know, like buff up with potions and stuff, because it won't attack you either during this time until right whenever it reveals itself again, and allows itself to be hit. So, wait, is that two of them? Did I accidentally make two? I accidentally made two. I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. I've been having some issues recently with double clicks. I don't know why. It's not normally something that I have any kind of problem with, so it's totally a new thing. Yeah, they're very aggressive to each other. They set each other off, like, massively. I'm very curious if he can deal enough damage to them somehow to get around the regeneration problem. But yeah, I saw the way they were kind of overlapping and going, wait, is that 2? And then I figured that was 2. So I must have accidentally clicked it twice somehow. Again, haven't had that issue before, so that's kind of new. I'd like to see at least one period where he deals some appreciable damage, but we'll see. Because it could be that this is a tie. Kind of. And it'll be a slow win for the Triffid because he doesn't regenerate. So it could eventually take him down. Of course, it was a slow win for the Monoid, but it made it. Thing is, I've often found that when fighting a Triffid, the more it's under attack, the less likely it is to reveal itself. So you kind of just wait for a while back and wait for it to back off. And to just kind of relax and open up. Again, this is usually good prep time for a player. But for a mob, it's a different story. If they engage, they don't exactly know how to quit. Most don't recognize defense periods like this. Like they just keep attacking. So, I'm sorry, Apis, but I don't think this is going to work. I don't think you can deal enough damage in time for this thing to not just regen it off. So this could be like a whole video in and of itself, assuming it ever completed the battle. Oh my gosh. It's like watching a slime mold race. You know it's eventually going to complete, it's just better in a time lapse or something. Where it's just like super slow. But you know it's eventually gonna finish. So yeah, I think I'm gonna swap out. So sorry, I'm gonna have to call this a bit of a TKO. A technical knockout. He can't deal it damage fast enough. So this one I'm putting in the maybe later pile. Let's try to get some other stuff in here that I know is probably not going to do anything like that. Because they don't do those kind of effects. At least not that I'm aware of. Wait, did I... No, I somehow swapped that. Basilisk? I know you are a very strong fighter. And very aggressive, so... I figured that you wouldn't need any further provocation. Because most Orespawn bosses are very aggressive, and so is Apis. In fact, I figure a lot of Tragic MC2 bosses and Tragic MC in general are also very aggressive bosses. This guy is just probably one of the most aggressive, though. So Apis usually just goes for it. But there are a few that he just doesn't recognize. However, he's going up against something that starts out with about 40 more points and the ability to slowly regen. It does have pretty high attack power, but remember that there are some bosses, like Tragic MC bosses, that have damage limits. So no matter how strong its attack, it's not going to deal more than a few points at a time. And it looks like he's got strong enough defense, too, so that it's not really dealing that much at once. Now, why you know... Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, I was waiting for you to go into your shield mode. Because he wasn't doing it as much in this fight for some reason. That's really going against him, because he's about blown away. Of course, the Basilisk is super strong. He's in desperation mode. But he went out of shield mode. That was kinda narrow, but not really that narrow. I mean, I could see that being an RNG thing in terms of shield mode. So I'm gonna go with round 2. And if round 2, the Basilisk wins again, then it's a win for the Basilisk. So you two iron this out and see which one really gets it there. Because this could be the Basilisk win. He's going into shield mode pretty early on this time. Is it enough? Because he doesn't always maintain it for very long. There, he goes into damage reflection mode again. He does seem to be dealing more damage to the Basilisk. So this one they might be even, and it'd just be up to the RNG of him engaging his shield mode. It's like whether he does it more often or less often. So it could be up to that. Because this time the Basilisk is farther down than he is proportionally. Hey, he just launched him. That explosive. Basilisk, if you don't approach from down there, you will get roasted. Because he has moves specifically for... there he goes. He caused him to disengage from the wall. Like, I'm gonna make sure you're down off of that thing. Apis is pretty low again. Oh, that was extremely narrow. So these two are very close. But I'd say the Basilisk does in fact have the edge. So the Basilisk, I'd say, has won fair and square. It's not just an RNG thing. So there you go. And I might get some of these Doomsday Scrolls out of the way. They are prizes from bosses, but still. So Basilisk, you have officially claimed a victory over Apis. And so has the Monoid. That was an interesting one. I did not see that one coming up as it just like that effortless for the Monoid, because it just he didn't know how to recognize environmental damage. So that was an interesting win. I really thought that he'd be more aggressive with his explosions and force his way past it, but no, not really. So that was interesting. Okay, Vortex. The flinging has begun, and it should be noted that he's immune to fall damage. Wow. He is just going for the rush. That was absurdly fast. Might I add, the Vortex can deal a lot of damage really quickly. So he did have a chunk taken out of him. But, again, note damage limit. So, I have a feeling that one may have had a bit of a factor in with that. So, sometimes Image is having a good defense is a good offense of his own, because he just rushed her down hard. Oh gosh. She just got blitzkrieged. So, yeah. Okay, now here's an interesting idea. Leonopteryx. Again, I don't remember if I grouped this with dinosaurs or not back then, but let's see. Leon? Care to make a statement? Yep, I figured it'd be that. The big flying raptor-like dinosaur thing is just screaming about his impending victory. Or at least he thinks it's an impending victory. We'll see. Just in time. Because I'm pretty sure that Leon did not cause that weather. Now there is a there is an Orespawn boss that does cause the weather to always wind up being like that, and that is, of course, the Kraken. It always brings a storm. Apis is getting fairly low. Is it going to be a takedown? It is. Leonopteryx has more than half its health left, but is on fire. I don't think the fire is going to last long enough for that not to okay. I was going to say I didn't think that fire was going to last long enough to really do anything significant, so I kind of figured that it wouldn't really factor in. So Leonopteryx, you also get a victory versus... You know, if I just kind of alternate this a bit. And Monoid, Leonopteryx, Basilisk. There, that helps. Okay, now it's time for nightmares, and they are kind of a little odd. Can I peaceful Leonopteryx? I don't remember. Apparently I cannot. Okay, that's something to note. Well, I didn't really have a sword in particular ready for this moment, so I'll just whip out the classic anti-mob weapon of Orespawn. Note that, on the other hand, most Orespawn mobs do not have a damage limit, except a few, so... Yeah, that's a way to get rid of them very quickly. So in their cases, it's very specific. Now, nightmares come in various sizes. That's a small one. Let's see, can he at least take a small one? He is damaging. And they go up in size. Whenever you spawn one in, they will be randomly sized. The bigger ones have more attack and defense, as well as health. And they're optically bigger. Like, you will know a big one when you see one. So that gets readily apparent. What was that? For a while I've been maintaining, just trying to rake Apis with his claws, and then he almost just landed there for a while and roosted. Like, in the middle of the fight, he's just like, I'm just gonna sit this out. Of course, the Nightmare is definitely on fire. Like, constantly from Apis's attacks. And Apis is in desperation mode. You can tell because that's when he constantly leaves a fire trail. And he's down. Apparently one of the victims of this collateral damage was a Crimson Cult banner from previously. That was interesting. Okay, he's on fire, but again, I don't think it's going to last that long. Yep, I kind of figured. How low did he get, though? If I can... 77 out of 250. Okay, Apis actually did a pretty good job of taking a good chunk of him down. It just wasn't enough to finish him off. So, yeah. So that's 4 statues worth this time. So far the ones that won against Apis out of this group were the Monoid, Leonopteryx, the Basilisk, which that one was particularly narrow each time, but I do give it to the Basilisk because I don't think there'd be quite enough shield moments to really stop that from happening. It just got, like, just how close was it? And of course, the Nightmare. So that's been 4 of them, and it suddenly went dark. I'm pretty sure I didn't leave a dread biome around here, so that was weird. Where did the Nightmare go? Up there it is. Now, do you go away on peaceful? Because you're not tameable like the Leonopteryx. It does go away on peaceful. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's time for me to do my march of progress of these statues before heading out. But that was interesting. Had a lot of interesting wins and losses there. So 4 statues must be deployed. Okay. So that's a little more progress. Whenever we have enough that have actually defeated Apis to reach all the way around, I'll know that I should lean off the Apis fights for quite some time. He'll come back periodically, yeah. But it's just, this is my reminder of, okay, I think we've had enough Apis for like a year. uh, maybe next year after I'm done, but that won't happen until I've wrapped this area in Apis statues. So that'll be some time. But still, I do have more of that coming up, as well as other big fights, including, of course, some really big fights, because I'm not sure if my next one's going to be Apis versus the Dragons of Orespawn, but it might be. And they're pretty big, especially the big two out of them, so yeah. And that's going to be a big deal. But I also got some others in mind, like I might actually get to some Titan fights here and there. So I'm kind of in the big creature mood again. I've also been looking into the Legends mod. Apparently, Tio has... I'm staring at a fireball somehow. Will you cut that out? Oh, there is, like, stuck all the way over there for, like, no particular reason. I was gonna say, that was flashing on my screen. Yeah, there's some that's been paused in midair because of some old mechanics that have hence been removed. I'd like to look at an angle where there's no fireballs. Okay, because that's just a little too attention grabbing. Anyhow, as I was saying, the thing is, TO has been one of the old school loyalists to 1.7.10. Like, one of those that's just not moving past it for various reasons. So, at the same time, that also means that it's one of those versions that's kind of eternal, because there's still maintenance on its mods. And the thing is, TO decided at some point that him and his modding team would merge several of their mods together into the Legends mod. So, it not only includes some of the classic kaiju, but it also includes other things too. Like, it includes like Star Wars related stuff, basically kind of a rehash of Superheroes Unlimited. It includes also kind of some horror movie stuff, usually alluding to classic horror movie characters from like way back in the day, plus a few modern ones. So it has just all sorts of stuff pressed together in it. So it's just become this huge mod of its own, where it's now kind of all of the above. So I'm not sure if you can call it a mod of its own then, but you know what I mean. Anyhow, I'm going to probably play around with that a bit, and I might wind up working that into some of my mob battles soon. I don't know exactly how soon. But again, I've been in the mood for some rather large mobs, so Godzilla might make an appearance. Whether or not he winds up fighting a Titan, we'll see. But he'll probably be making an appearance soon. For now, this has been Glitch Reaper. I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from y'all later. Bye for now, everybody, and remember, there will be more mob battles.